Today we're going to be sewing a top from scratch out of a pattern that was bought off of Etsy. Hello and welcome. My name is Bianca and this is a place to inspire and to be inspired. I love all things crafting and creating on a budget. So for Christmas, one of my cousins gifted me a Etsy pattern. It is from Etsy, so if anybody wants to make the same top, I will link it down below. And that way, if you're interested, you could also make the same top as me. I do want to make this a dark denim top, and instead of going to the fabric store and buying brand new fabric, I would like to go thrift for some dark denim. Reason number one being it's more affordable to thrift for fabric, and reason number two being I just feel like it's better to buy secondhand fabric versus brand new fabric from the store. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So going to the thrift store is next on the agenda today. I made a coffee at home today and I put it in this new glass that I got from Target. If having a cute cup makes you more motivated to make your coffees at home, so be it. All of the ice is already melted and it's almost gone, but still good. It's just the iced coffee blend from Busy, I think is the brand, and I just put oat milk in it. I did buy off of Amazon some blueberry syrup because I want to start making my blueberry coffees again. I used to get the Trader Joe's blueberry lavender almond milk, and I'm pretty sure they discontinued it because I can never find it anymore. So yes, we do need to go to the thrift store and find some dark denim, but I think first I'm going to print out my pattern. You can do so at the library. I believe it's cheaper, or you could go to Staples. It's a little bit more expensive though. So we're gonna go do that now. All right, we got our pattern printed and now we're off to the thrift store to find some dark denim.
Good idea.
At the thrift store, we picked up 2 pairs of dark denim. They are the same brand and they are a very similar color, which is why I got both of them, because I just figured just in case one pair of jeans wouldn't be enough fabric, I wanted to get 2 pairs. I think they were like $6 each. And we have our pattern right here, which we still need to cut out and tape together. And we also need to decide what size we're going to be cutting out. There are different colors and lines depending on what size you need to print out. So for an example, there are many different colors and patterns on the lines, and then this is the key that tells you what size is which color. I would rather size up and have it be a little bit big and then have to take it in versus going with a smaller size and then having it be too small, and then you're kind of SOL because you can't add fabric to it if you've already made it too small. So always print this page first and then you can measure and make sure that it's to scale. We also need to decide what color I want to do for my thread. A lot of denim has like that classic gold thread. I'm going to think about the thread while I cut out my pattern. Cutting all of these out and then taping them together is probably the most tedious part of the whole thing. And one thing I would recommend doing is taking your time when you're doing this. Can you not? Taking your time when you do this, because the last time I used a pattern, I wasn't paying very close attention and I cut off certain parts that needed to be a part of the pattern. And then I had to like tape it back together and start all over, and it was a big mess. So just take your time, go slow, make sure you're cutting on the correct line, and that's it. So I'm gonna put on Gossip Girl, keep him out of the way so that I don't mix up any of these pieces. Something I'm going to do moving forward whenever I'm cutting out a pattern like this is to use the reference sheet to organize all the individual pieces together so that I can keep them a little bit more organized, and that way I don't lose any pieces before I get a chance to tape them all together. These are all of our cutout pattern pieces for the top. So now we just have to try to match these up the best we can and hope that we have enough fabric to cut all of these pieces out. We might be cutting it really close in a few different areas. I think that some of these pieces are gonna have to be cut on a fold. So for these pieces here that need to be cut on a fold, I think I'll be able to get away with using one of the side seams as my fold, since this is gonna be on the back of the garment. Now, if you didn't wanna have a seam running down the back of your top, obviously you won't be able to do this with a pair of thrifted jeans. You would have to go out and buy fabric, which would be more expensive than just buying a couple pairs of jeans. So I will be modifying this pattern to work with the thrifted jeans. Could I have gone out and bought brand new fabric and just spent 3 times the amount of money on it? Yes, but I love a challenge, and I think it's more fun to try to figure out how I can make this top work with a couple pairs of thrifted denim. So we're going to be making some modifications so that we can still make this top, but with the denim. And the other modification I'm going to have to make is that this is the front panel. So I need 2 of these mirrored and they're going to be overlapping the front. I did overestimate, like I was saying before, and I chose to cut out a bigger size. That way I could make it smaller. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove a little bit from this panel here, and I may make this part a little bit smaller so that I can use each of these legs here to cut out one of these patterns. So we're gonna have to make this piece a little bit smaller and hope that it will still fit me. And then for these two panels, I don't necessarily have to use denim. These two patterns are for the lining, so if I don't have enough denim, I can just use another type of fabric as the lining. So we're gonna save those for last. Now we can start cutting these out. Now that we've cut out these pieces, we're just going to lay it out according to how the instructions show here. Basically, the rest of this project is just following the instructions. And our next step, blah, 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 step 2. So now we're gonna sew our darts. And for the darts, we're gonna put the good sides together like this. Add some clips. Now we can sew all of our darts. I ended up using this scrap white fabric to cut out my lining pieces. This might just be a me problem, but I'm having a difficult time understanding what it is asking me to do. I figured I'll just cut out the lining so that I can follow it more to a T, and hopefully it will make more sense to me. Can you put the front inner hem and front lining with? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I feel like this is an advanced top, and I am not a professional. So these pieces here are my front lining pieces, and then this, and then these. So that will be the good sides. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Okay, so these pieces, we're gonna have the good sides together, and we're going to attach them like that. And then we're going to take these pieces and attach them along the bottom. And here's what these panels are looking like now that we attach them. Okay, next step. So this one here is front facing 1, and then we're going to attach these to this. And now we'll do the same thing to this one. So here's what those two panels look like now that they're all attached. Match the back facing and back lining. So let's push these over there. Back facing and back lining. So this one is going to be attached like this. And so we're going to start, I kind of want to start in the middle and then make sure that I have enough fabric. Okay, now we've attached those pieces together, and now we can move on to, okay, this piece. Put the front and back facing pieces with right side together. So this side's gonna go like this. Well, that doesn't make sense. I was wondering why this piece did not look the same as it does on here, and it's because my pattern, I forgot to tape this top portion to this. The part where the neck is just gone, it's straight across. So I'm going to use my scrap fabric that I have and make one of these and then just add it to the top. So it's gonna have a seam straight across, but it's my own fault for not taking my time. And now we attach this top portion here, and now this piece should go on, and it should make a lot more sense now. So then this side will also get attached like that.
This, Chris, you deliberately ruined my sushi party, and now you're making your move. This paranoia has got to stop, Blair. Here.
Yesterday was a little rough. I was not having a good day and I was very irritable. But anywho, today I have caffeine and I feel much better. So yeah, yesterday I think I was just really irritable and I was getting really frustrated with the pattern, but it was my own fault. I gave myself a challenge by trying to create that top out of 2 pairs of thrifted jeans, which is not the easiest because you have to make a lot of adjustments as you go. Yeah, and I'm fully aware that I brought this upon myself. So off camera last night, I made my straps for this project. The way that it tells you to make them is to take your fabric, sew a line straight down, and then use a loop turner to turn it inside out. But I was using denim, and denim is already very thick fabric, so it was nearly impossible to get my loop turner to turn it inside out. So I ended up going a different route to make these ties. So what I did was I took the strip that was in the pattern, and then I folded each side to the middle, ironed it in place, and then folded it again, and then did a straight seam down. So I'm not going to show you up close because it's a little rough looking, but alas, we have 4 straps. So all we really have left to do for this project is to attach the outside panels and then attach the liner to the outside. So it should be pretty easy moving forward. It is very, very gloomy outside, so this video might feel very dark. I have all the windows open in my room and it still feels like it's 7 p.m. and it's 10 o'clock in the morning. And because it's so gloomy outside, I just want to be cozy, so I'm still wearing my PJs. I did put on some makeup though, and I brushed my hair. So we got that going for us. So this was our lining piece that we completed yesterday. We attached it all together. And the next step on here, it says to attach one of the straps to one of our front panels just below where we made our dart. And now we're going to attach our front and back panels together like this. Now we can attach the shoulders together. And now it is time to attach the outer shell and the inner lining together. So we're just going to start around the neck and we're going to put the good sides together. And then we're going to sew that all the way across the neckline. And then when we flip it to have the good sides out again, we're just going to do a top stitch along that neckline, so it should look something like this. So now for the armholes, I'm going to hem the inner lining and the outer lining separately, and then I'm going to attach them together. So this is the seam on one of the armholes. It's attached like this now. And now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. And then once we do that, we can attach it at the bottom and then attach our straps, and we're pretty much done. All right, we are nearing the finish line at last, and all of my hemlines are nice and clean and sewn. So now we just need to attach these last 3 straps. I have my chalk here, and I'm just going to mark where I need them. I want it to be in line with this. So I'm thinking right about here. And then obviously we're going to put one at this top corner. And then I think where this top corner touches right here, we're going to put a little mark right here. All right, so now I have all the spots marked. We can attach our straps. Okay, she is completed. She is finished. But before I show you guys the final reveal, I do want to mention something without any distractions, which is why I have this sweatshirt on. If I was going to make this top all over again with denim fabric like I did, I would either make it without the inner lining entirely. I would just hem all of the raw edges and fold them under. Or I would make all of the lining pieces with a very lightweight fabric. But if I was going to do this again, I would just make the lining with the same front and back piece as the outer shell and then attach them together. And now for the big reveal. 360 view. I think it's so cute, and I paired it with my Steve Madden boots and my little white Princess Polly mini skirt, and I'll show you guys up close. And that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please let me know if you guys decide to try this pattern out, and also if you do, let me know how it turns out for you guys. Until next week, bye!